Have you ever questioned yourself that how does your nail grow and you need to cut them every week? Or did you ever think that why you grow taller every year and how did the one that you had last week just disappear? The answer is cell division. Cell division is the division of a cell into two daughter cells with the same genetic material. Cell division is one of the very important properties of cells and living organisms. Due to this property, a new organism can be formed from existing one and a multicellular organism grows up. There are two types of cell division, mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis is a type of cell division in which the mother cell divides to produce two daughter cells that are genetically identical to mother cell. Mitosis occurs in somatic cells, that is, the cells of the body and stem cells, whereas meiosis occurs in germ cells. But before we get into the steps of cell division, it's important to know that the cells have a very important part inside them, that is, the nucleus. And nucleus contains the DNA, which has all our genetic information. Now, in cell division, we want each cell to have the same DNA as the original cell. It should be identical with no mistakes. But the problem is the cell has a lot of DNA. So there has to be a better way to organize that DNA. And DNA can be organized in condensed units called chromosomes. Chromosomes are made up of DNA and protein. Before any type of cell division, the cell doubles up its chromosome number present in its nucleus. That is, if chromosome number is 2n, it is doubled up to 4n. A pair of each type of chromosome is present in 2n condition, where single chromosomes of each type is present in n condition. Mitosis is completed through two main steps. Those are Karyokinesis, that is, the division of the nucleus, and Cytokinesis, in which the division of the cytoplasm takes place. Karyokinesis is completed in four main steps. As an acronym, we can call it PMAT, where P stands for Prophase, M for Metaphase, A for Anaphase, and T for Telophase. In prophase, the condensation of the chromosomes starts. Due to this, they become short and thick, and they start to appear with their sister chromatids. Centrioles duplicate and move to opposite poles. The nucleus is still present, but the nuclear membrane and nucleolus start to disappear. Next is the metaphase. In metaphase, M stands for middle, where all the chromosomes are arranged in the middle, that is parallel to the equatorial plane. Special type of protein fibers called the spindle fiber are formed between centromere of each chromosome and both centrioles. Nuclear membrane completely disappears in this phase. Anaphase. In anaphase, A stands for away, which means the chromosomes move away to the opposite sides of the cell, that is, towards the poles of the cell. In anaphase, the centromeres split and thereby sister chromatids of each chromosome separate and they are pulled apart in opposite direction with the help of spindle fibers. The separated sister chromatids are also called daughter chromosomes. And lastly, the telophase. Now, the chromosome which have reached the opposite poles start to decondense and again become thick thread-like. The nuclear membrane and nucleolus starts forming again. And in this way, we have completed karyokinesis, and now cytokinesis begins. The cytoplasm divides by cytokinesis and two new cells are formed, which are called as daughter cells. In this process, a notch or depression is formed at the middle of the cell. That means at the equatorial plane, which deepens gradually and two new cells are formed. However, in plant cells, instead of notch, a new plate is formed exactly along the midline, and thus cytokinesis is completed. And now, Why does all this matter? Because without understanding mitosis, we won't understand how growth, repair, wound healing, formation of blood cells happen in our body. So this was all about mitosis. Thank you. Meiosis. Meiosis is a process where a single cell divides to produce 4 cells containing half the original amount of genetic information. Which means if the original cell had 2n number of chromosomes, then after meiosis, each of the 4 cells will have n number of chromosomes. Therefore, it is also called as reduction division. Meiosis, unlike mitosis, does not make body cells. It makes sperm cells and egg cells, that is, the gametes. As we know, all the cells in our body have 2n number of chromosomes, that is, 46 chromosomes. But the sperm and the egg cells do not have 46 chromosomes. Instead, they have half n number of chromosomes, or precisely 23 chromosomes. So now you must be wondering why the number difference? It is because during the process of fertilization, n chromosomes from egg cell and n chromosomes from sperm cell together form 2n number of chromosomes that will allow a newly formed egg cell to develop into a human. As we have learned, mitosis happens in 4 phases: prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase, which we also call PMAT. The good news is that all these 4 steps are repeated in meiosis. But as we get 4 daughter cells in meiosis, unlike 2 daughter cells in mitosis, all these 4 stages happen twice, and therefore they have got numbers after their names. They are prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1 and telophase 1, followed by prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2 and telophase 2. Here also, first the amount of DNA is doubled in interphase, which is also called the resting phase of the cell. Now let's start with the process. The very first stage is prophase 1. I want you to remember here that the prophase starts with pro, which means before, which means that it comes before all stages. In this stage, the chromosomes condense, thicken and line up with their similar pairs. It is during this stage that this amazing process occurs called crossing over. In this process, the homologous chromosomes, which are lined beside each other, get the chance of exchanging their genetic material, and the resultants are called recombinant chromosomes, which results in the variety that we find in this world. Crossing over is the reason that we are not exactly the same like our siblings, because every time crossing over takes place, it gives a different set of chromosomes. Now we move on to metaphase 1. As we know, M stands for middle. The chromosomes are now going to be in the middle of the cell. The slight difference from mitosis here is that the chromosomes are not lined up in single line, but they are in pairs. Now, the anaphase 1, again A for away. Now, the chromosomes will move away to opposite directions with the help of spindle fibers. Then we enter telophase 1, where T stands for 2, where we have 2 newly formed nuclei which obviously divide the cell into 2 daughter cells. Cytokinesis takes place with the division of equal amount of cytoplasm to both the cells. Here we end with meiosis 1, but we are not done yet. Now we enter the meiosis 2, and the very first step again is prophase 2. Prophase 2 will be same as prophase in mitosis. Condensing and thickening of chromosomes takes place. In metaphase 2, all the chromosomes are arranged in single line in the equatorial plane, and here they are not in pairs as they were in metaphase 1. Next comes the anaphase 2. Remember A for away, but this time it's the chromatids which are pulled away by the spindle fibers. In telophase 2, we can see the nuclei reforming and a division in the center of the cell appears, which is followed by cytokinesis, which divides the cell into two daughter cells. In this way, by the process of meiosis, a single cell gives four daughter cells where all the four are genetically different from their parents as well as from each other. And this is the very important significance of meiosis. So here we are done with meiosis. Thank you.